Hello paper crafters, this is Jane Fires, Fun Stampers Journey Coach 151. Today I'm going to do this card here and we will show you a few of the products that we're going to use, but this is the card that we're going to do. It's for Thanksgiving, of course. We're going again to one of my favorite stamp sets, which is Build-A-Wreath. We're going to use this one. And then we're also using It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Now I know this is usually thought of as a Christmas one, but you can really use it because of all the little accents that it has any time of the year. The other one that we're going to use are the new one that we have that's called Turkey Party. And we're using the words down here, thankful, grateful, blessed. Then the die that I used was the Journey Circles die, and I used it because I needed a circle, and you'll see what I'm going to use this for. It's one of my scrap papers, but I needed it, so I used my Journey Circles to cut it. And then our Journey Color Burst pencils, and I'll show you which two out of here that we're going to use. And then the paper that we used today was Halloween prints, and I used one of the papers out of here, which was this one right here. Then the other cardstock that I used was, of course, our whipped cream and our hazelnut blend. So let's lay these things out of the way and let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is to make the wreath. And so what I did to start with is I took hazelnut blend and I inked up my wreath. And I put it in the very center of my cardstock that I cut. And then I took the circle that I made, that I had die cut, I put a little bit of tape on the back, and I laid it in the center of my card. Now I'm using the two little branches, and I'm going to use Limeade Splash to start with. And I'm just going in where I want them at a little bit of an angle. And of course the reason for doing my die cut circle is so that with all of these little buds down here, I don't get them completely green. Okay, now that looks pretty good, so I'm going to take it off and see what I have. And then I'm going to take my Limeade Splash again, and I'm going to go in some of the little places that I don't have anything put in. Now you can fill this in however you would like to, of course. And I think that looks pretty good with my Limeade Splash. So now I'm going to take my Kiwi Slice, which is my little darker green, and I'm going to go back in and fill in. And my two greens just complement each other. And again, you can make yours as full as you want it. And this is just simply whatever your preference is. Okay, I see a couple spots that look a little bare, so I'm going to go back in. Okay, so there's my wreath for this one. And now what I'm going to do is take two of my Color Burst pencils. I'm using numbers 11 and number 13. And I'm going to color in some in each of the colors. And because I didn't do the green before I started the video, I'm going to color the entire thing so that you can see it. Now I just do these in random order. So you can color whatever color you want, but I wanted this to be a Thanksgiving fall one, and so I'm using the oranges. We've also done some other videos, and I've used the blues and the purples. Okay, let's color a few of these in the lighter color. And then we'll go to the darker one. Now again, like I've done before, when I've done this sort of a coloring, I use baby oil to blend with our Color Burst blenders. And the reason that I do is because some people, even though I know Gamasol is supposed to be odorless, I have several ladies that can't use it. But the baby oil does not bother them. And so I decided I like baby oil. So I use the baby oil. And this particular wreath, this particular stamp set, is very versatile because you can really use it for any time of the year. I've been thinking what I can do with it for the February for Valentine's Day, because you could use this for Valentine's Day as well. Okay, now I just took my blender and of course I put it into my baby oil, and now what I'm doing is blending my colors. I'm doing my lighter orange first. And then, of course, because we have 2 points on these blenders, I'm going to use the other end to do my darker orange. Need a little more baby oil on that one. Okay, now I'll take my other end, my point, and get some baby oil on it, and go in and do my darker ones, blending those now. And of course, when I started to do my card, to cut my paper, I did use our Journey paper trimmer. And I also already folded my base card, so I used our new scoreboard for that. That scoreboard is a tool that I really like because you can not only use it to score things and to make your base cards, but you can also use it for your boxes and for your envelopes. So it's a very versatile tool. Okay, so there's that. It's completely colored now. So now I'm going to take our paper rounder, and I want to round my corners. And this is another very versatile tool because not only is it our paper rounder, it is also a notcher. And so you can use it for both, and it's really a great tool. Okay, so now this card, this part of my card here, I think I want to add a little color to its edges. And so what I'm going to do is take my hazelnut blend and simply go around my edges. And I just use my ink pad to do this because I don't want a lot of ink, but I want my edges to show up more. So there's that. Now in the center is where I want to put my words. And so I'm going to take my stamp set. It's the one with all my turkeys, turkey party. And I'm going to take thankful, grateful, and blessed and put it on my block. And just to remind you all, our blocks this month at Fun Stampers Journey are on sale at 20% off. So it's a good time to buy extra blocks so that you have them. So I'm going to ink this up, and at the same time I'm going to get ready my clear embossing powder. One of the advantages of our ink is that it is a fusion ink, which means that you can use it for embossing as a heat emboss as well as just stamping with it. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I've inked my stamp with hazelnut, put it in the center, take my embossing powder and pour it on. Knock off my excess powder where I don't want it at. And if I see some there, I can just brush it off. And then I will heat set this. Okay, now I heat set using, of course, our heat tool, our heat gun. And I think you can see it, it's shiny. And that, of course, is because of the embossing powder, and I put clear on it. So now my words show up very well. So now let's assemble our card. My piece from the following prints is this one. And so on the back of it, I'm going to put some Journey glaze, or Journey craft glue. And the reason for using craft glue is I can move this around a little bit if I need to. And so I like doing that on this particular size of a card. Because it's much easier to do than trying to use tape or the tape runner if you don't get it quite centered where you want it. Okay. So there's that one down. Now I'm going to turn this over, and on the back of it I am going to put 4 squares, one in each corner, and I am using our medium foam squares. And I'm using the full foam square today rather than cutting it because this is a little bit bigger piece. And then I'm centering it on my card. And then I'm taking our ribbon that's called Pumpkin Patch Ribbon, and I'm going to make a single bow. And get it the size that I want it. And then I'm taking my Pro Detail scissors and snipping my ends. And then I will use a couple glue dots, and I put a couple of them on the back, and then I go ahead and put this on my card where I want it, and there's the outside of my card. Now I'm taking another piece of white and I'm going to put it inside, but on it I'm going to stamp Happy Thanksgiving. And again, I'm going to use hazelnut blend. And I'll put it towards the top because then if I want to write a message, I can do so. Then I'm taking one of the little branches and I'm going to stamp this one kiwi slice, our green, our darkest green. And I'm going to stamp them in each corner. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other one and do the same thing. And then out of our stamp set, the most wonderful time of the year, I am going to use our little tiny circles that are our berries. And berries don't always have to be red. Because I'm doing this for Thanksgiving, I'm going to make our berries Tangerine Fusion, which is of course an orange. So now let's go ahead and let's edge this one in the orange, the Tangerine Fusion. Then open up our hazelnut, and again I'm going to use our Journey craft glue. And get this centered in the card. And just let me remind you one more time that this month, the month of October, all of our Journey acrylic blocks are on sale, and it's a good time to stack up. So there you are, thankful, grateful, blessed, and then inside, Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. You can reach me at Serif, SERIF1 @AOL.com. It's my last name backwards. Have a great and blessed day.